folks, Joe back again. Just wanted to give you an update as to what's going on in the garden and how things are going. Mother Nature's been pretty rough this year. We've had so much rain. I'm just now getting my warm weather crops in, and normally I would have had them in at least 3 weeks ago. But it's just rain every other day, and it's kind of hard to put stuff in when the ground's just so wet. It's like I mean, even with all the sand I added, it's just wet, wet, wet every day. You can't even get it worked up. It looks pretty good right now. I've got it all tilled up. Peppers are doing good. They're starting to bloom. Matter of fact, let's see. This is my what was this one here? This was my shishito pepper, and there is a shishito pepper right there. There we go. There's a shishito pepper. But then my carrots, they've not really matured yet. I pulled a few, but they're pretty small. I wanted to show you something here. See how that you have yellow right there at the base of these pepper plants? They're blooming, they're growing, but that yellow is too much water. Anytime you have plants that typically should be a deeper green, and they're not, usually that's just, and they've got yellow in them, that typically is a sign of too much water. I'm having an issue with my microphone. Broke it loose. There we go. But this is a banana pepper, and if you'll look, you can see all those little nubbins. That is all blooms fixing to pop out. But you can see my garlic's doing real good. Then this is the asparagus. Now you can see it's really coming on up now. It's getting thick. It's getting big. And I planted 33 starts, and 32 out of the 33 are up. So I've got one that's being stubborn. If you see this right here, this wire fence, I guess you could say, let me get a shot at it down through here. There you go. This is cattle wire, hog wire. You can use either one. Cattle wire is a little taller. I drive 3 T-posts in the ground. You could do this with just a lightweight trellis, but I do this for a reason. If you get a hard, because what I do is I plant my purple hull peas and my cucumbers on these. Well, the vegetation gets so thick and it'll grow all the way past the top. I mean, up here above this top, it'll grow up here, and it will get real thick. Well, if you have a real hard storm come through, if you don't have something pretty sturdy, it's like a fence. The wind can lay it over. But anyway, cabbage is doing pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. A little bit of a bug issue here and there, but there's a pretty good head down in there. I've got one cauliflower left. Most of my cauliflower did not do very well. Broccoli I've already pulled, and it did great. I had one head that I lost, and I'm not sure exactly why. But this is my Brussels sprout that did well, or has done well. And if you'll look at the base of that and zoom in on it, there's some little nubbins down in there between those where I cut those branches off. That's where your Brussels sprout will pop out. And over here, these are the big onions. They're doing good. And then, I mean, there's quite a few of those. They're actually doing very well. And what you'll see is they'll top out here before long, and then what you'll do is you'll snap that top over, and when you do, clear a little dirt around that onion, and it will swell. And when it does, that's how you make your onion. Salad onions, they're doing pretty good. I'll be eating them not too much longer. Lettuce and spinach is kind of getting overgrown. There's still some good stuff in it. I'm going to plant some more beds. But now this cattle wire I was talking about, I will plant my purple hull peas, and they're called pink eye purple hull, and you can get them at the farm co-op. And but they're just very tasty and very prolific, man. You'll get a bunch of them. And then the other end, a part of this fence, I'll put my cucumbers, and it'll vine up on there, and you'll have cucumbers hanging everywhere. The beets have not matured yet either. Of course, there's my herbs, and I almost lost that basil plant to the freeze, but now look at it. It's popped back, and it's making a comeback. And like I say, it'll eventually be 2-3 feet tall. But all my herbs are doing good. My tomatoes here, you can see there's some pretty good tomatoes down in there. They're starting to do their thing. Matter of fact, they're getting big enough now. I'm fixing to have to cage them. Radishes, we've eaten a lot of radishes, but you can see my radishes down in here. There's a bunch of them in here yet, but we've eaten so many radishes, and they are still, going strong and doing real well. But here's something that is really nice: the blackberries. They're going good. I want to show you this real quick. You can see. Here we go. There we go. I wasn't focused in good. But see, that's a blackberry. It's just green yet. But then you'll see these right here. There's a whole bunch of them. But this, you can see, if you look at that, all those blooms, you can see some of them are white, some of them are turning brown. Well, they're turning brown because they're pushing out a berry. And all of these, this right here, that little spot right there, that's going to be a blackberry. It's just a matter of time, and they are flat loaded up. There's going to be a bunch of blackberries this year. Probably, I'd say probably 3 times as many as last year. Last year was the first year. This is the second year. Every year they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger and better and more full. And if you'll let these branches drop down, kind of like what this one did, let it drop down, and it will start a new shoot. And it's actually took root down in here, and then it's popping out new shoots coming out off of it right here, popping out new shoots. And you just keep working them up towards your lattice work, and just let them keep vining. And each year, now some of the dead ones you'll have to cut out, that kind of thing. But they are flat doing their work, and we're gonna have a lot of good berries this year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of fond of blackberry cobbler and blackberry dumplings. My mama used to make them all the time, and I've got her colander, and I put it to use just like she did. But anyway, that's kind of an update. I'm going to try and get some stuff planted. There's more, like 2 more inches of rain tomorrow in storms. I'm trying to get this rest of this in. I'm going to plant cucumbers, purple hull peas, some more lettuce, spinach. I'm going to have some corn. And here's the thing about corn. When you plant corn, you don't want just a single row. I'll plant a row right over there and another row right in here. And you want 2 short rows, however long you're going to do it, plant 2 rows together. And the reason being is for pollination. When the tassels come out, if it's one long row, they will do good, but they will do better if you have 2 rows side by side. I'm going by my brother's experience. He's grown a lot of corn, and he's very good at it. I've not grown as much as he has, and he says that's the trick to getting good corn. Don't plant one long skinny row, plant 2 short rows together so they pollinate each other better. But that's the way that works. But everything else, all my peppers are starting to bloom. The ones on this side of the garden are on the higher side. They're a little greener. They're not getting as much water. Of course, the low side's a little more to the yellow. But other than that, everything's going pretty good. And I'm going to get some stuff planted, and I'll give another video later on how on planting depth, that kind of thing. But talk to y'all later.